Have y'all ever thought about exactly how much time you waste on women? And no, not just like barely think about it. I mean, like actually think about it. Have you ever calculated out how much time you waste on chasing women? Have you ever done that? Leave a comment below and let me know if you ever done that. But here's the problem, guys. The problem is most guys either are not aware of how they're spending their time in general. But what's even worse is they're not aware of how much time they are wasting chasing women. They're not even aware of it. And the way I know that is because like I've talked to a few of my friends before, right? Just kind of analyzing dudes. Like I want to help dudes. That's my mission in life. So I like to talk to people, get to know what's happening, get to know what's going on in their life. And I ask them sometimes like, yo, how much time do you think you waste on chasing girls? Just on average, what you think? And they're like, I don't really know, Glass. Okay, well, let's break it down. How much time do you think you wasted last week? And they're like, it wasn't too much time, Glass. It was like 2 hours. I took one girl on a date, didn't go nowhere. She was boring. So I probably wasted like 2 hours. And that right there is the problem. They are unaware. They don't know what they're talking about. They think they wasted 2 hours. But let me tell you, it's a hell of a lot more than 2 hours that they wasted on that one day. And that's just a guy going on one day. What about niggas like me? What about niggas like me who was back in the day was going on 3, 4, 5 days a week? What about somebody like you on the other end of this camera who going on lots of days a week? It's way more time wasted. Let me break it down for you. The date is just one part of it. But you forget you got to get to the date. So not only are you wasting time probably on a dating app, probably hopping in this girl's DMs, but before you even did that, you was scrolling this girl's page, you was reading all her stuff, reading all her info. You wasted time on that. Then you wasted time on thinking about how you gonna get in her DMs or send her a message on the app. You wasted time like that. Then you probably wasted a couple hours to a couple days having conversations with this girl on whatever platform you got at her at. So all this time is wasted. Keep in mind, the guy before did not account for any of this time. Then once you finally get the number, you know that awkward time where y'all are texting and it ain't really going nowhere. You wasted time on a conversation texting. Then from there, you've invited her out a couple times. You've invited her out to dinner, whatever, meet you at the bar for a drink. And if she's like most girls these days, she probably stood you up twice. So 2 weekends, you booked out time to spend with this girl, to hang out with this girl, to get to know her. She probably flaked on you twice. That's time wasted right there. You wasted time right there. But now, finally, we get to the point that she actually decides to hang out with you. Now you got to think of, where should I take this girl? How much money you got? Where's the best place that's going to give you the best chances to get results, aka win? You got to think of all these things. This is all time and energy wasted. Now you actually get to the date. The date, 7 out of 10 times, probably doesn't go very well. You probably don't get no reward at the end of the night. So you wasted 2 hours on a date. You wasted money. You're drunk. You ain't feeling good. She probably ain't gonna hit you up after the date, or you don't want her after the date. Okay, whatever. It's over. Date's over. So you wasted 2 hours there. But honestly, you probably feeling sluggish the next day because you got drunk, because you was out, because you was trying to do what you could to get what you wanted with the girl, and it didn't work. So the next day you sluggish. The next day you recover. And the next day you don't do the stuff you're supposed to do. So it just bleeds on into the rest of your week. And then you start this vicious cycle over and over and over again, trying to get the next girl because the one before it didn't work out. That's what I mean. Actually break down how much time you waste on chasing women. And that's just one girl and one date. Now extrapolate that out. Let me leave a definition of that word for some of y'all slower niggas. You know what I'm saying? Let's extrapolate that time out to multiple girls over multiple weeks. How much time do you think you waste? How much? Now here's the thing. When I put it in a context like this, time, it really don't mean nothing if you don't put it in a context. But when you put it in context, you realize, which I've already told you guys in several videos, the two most important things in life are time and energy, because they're finite. They're not unlimited. You don't really get them back. You really once they're gone, they're gone. You can't do nothing with them. You can't do nothing without them. That's my point. But let's put it into the context. Let's extrapolate it out. How much time do you waste? But here's the context. If you're doing this week after week, month after month, year after year, you've got thousands of hours gone. But where it really makes the impact on you and where you really got to think is, what else could you have been doing with that time? 10% of your dates end up becoming a meaningful relationship or a girl that you can actually like and share your life with and builds you up and becomes a positive experience for you. What about the rest? But what else could you have been doing with that time? A lot of y'all, if you're watching this channel, you got dreams. You got goals. You trying to build something. You trying to make something of yourself. You trying to make a name for yourself. What else could that time have been spent doing, bro? I've told y'all, check out some of my other videos on this channel. I lost my shot to the NFL because I wasted time on a lot of women. That was the dreams I had since I was 4 years old. 4. Nigga could barely remember. I could barely remember my own thoughts at 4. But I remember that. I remember carrying a little football. I remember it meant everything to me. But guess what? I wasted a lot of time on women instead of putting into that craft. So the point I'm trying to make is, yeah, chasing women is fun. It's good. But I want you guys to be more cognizant, more aware of the time you have, A, and where you're putting that time. And then and then C, figure out if you figure out that is a waste of time, where else could you be putting that time? Here's the deal. Here's the facts. In this world, bro, if you want to make an impact, if you want to have some significance, and I'm talking about from a success level, we're talking about more materialistic here. I know not everybody wants that, but I'm talking to the niggas that do. Okay, get off my case. If you want that, the world does not pay for mediocrity. Let me say that one more time. The world does not pay for mediocrity. What I mean, when some of y'all play sports in high school, the reason you didn't go D1, you didn't get no scholarship, why? Because you was mediocre. Schools ain't recruiting mediocre athletes. These jobs, y'all say it's hard to find jobs. Why? They not recruiting people to come work for them that's mediocre. They could get that anywhere off the street. The world don't pay for mediocre. Some of y'all are struggling to make 6 figures. Why? The world is not handing out 100 racks to people that can't do nothing. The people that are just average. They're just normal. The world ain't doing that. You have got to figure out whatever lane you want to create for yourself. And then you have got to find a way to become exceptional in that lane. Well, Glass, how do you do that? I've been trying. No, first off, bullshit. No, you haven't. You've been wasting your time chasing the B-box. You haven't. And if you think you've been working hard, guess what? You can work harder. Number one. So find your lane and figure that out. Figure out where you're wasting time. Second, how do you become exceptional in that lane? And the answer to that is spend more time. Reallocate your time from things that are not doing you any good and put them into things that are meaningful and have purpose and are helping you go after your long-term goals and your long-term vision. Reallocate those times into that. You guys have all heard the saying, it takes 10,000 hours to become an expert at something. That's just not willy-nilly. That's true. I mean, we don't have to have the exact number. It may take more, it may take less, but the fact and what they're trying to get with that saying is they're saying the world will pay you to be exceptional at something, but they won't pay you to be mediocre. And the way you become exceptional at things is you don't quit and you spend a lot of time on that thing. So in other words, what I'm saying with this video is that for you to be great at anything, you're going to have to sacrifice some stuff. You can't have it all, at least not yet. You're going to have to sacrifice some stuff. And if I were y'all, I would start looking at where you're spending your time. Because a lot of you ain't got money. You ain't got resources. Somebody's not going to fund your business. Somebody's not going to fund your idea. So the only thing that you can spend, the only resource that you do have is energy and time. So why not use those resources that God gave you and use them to build the stuff that you have deep down in here. You got the talent enough to do it right now. You got the smarts to do it right now. The problem is you ain't putting no time and effort into it. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. You ain't putting no time and effort into what you need to be doing. And you know that. You know that. Guys, for you to make a dent in this universe, you must become exceptional at something. I don't care if it's underwater basket weaving that you want to become exceptional at. You're going to have to put some time into it. You're going to have to put your 10,000 hours into it. And guess what? That means you got to take some time away from chasing after the B-box. Period. That's it. You got to take some time away from the B-box and put it into what you want. And then you become exceptional. And you start to become getting recognized. You start to make the money you want. You start to create the life you want. And then, guys, I'm not saying don't ever chase women. And then when you feel like your life, when you've built the life you want, when you've built the foundation that you want, and then smartly allocate those hours into pursuing the woman that you want, pursuing the woman who will make your life better, who will take you to the next level. Remember, a woman should never be the focus of your life. They should just be the accessory of your life, a complement to your life. So To wrap this up, be cognizant, be aware of where you're spending your time and energy. And if you're anything like me and you're spending 50 to 60 to 70 to 80% of that chasing women, you could be putting a lot of that into your dreams and goals. And when you do, I guarantee they get a lot closer. I guarantee you get a lot more rewards in life. I guarantee you get a lot more women. I guarantee you get a lot more status. I guarantee you get a lot more alignment and recognition in your company. I guarantee those things. Guys, think about it. How much time are you wasting on women? Let me know in the comments. Y'all know how I always end these videos. Winners win.